Oh, that's what that was.
That's what
I was like, wait, what was that?
It's Monday. So
yes, it is Monday already.
It is. It's Monday. And you might be thinking that you might need to call the cleaning lady because it's Monday and she does. It is Monday. It is. See, I know this is already a bad sign for Dan in this movie.
I missed that one.
This is the EriDan Film Festival where we talk about movies and talk to you about your favorite movies and choose movies and discuss movies. And tonight we're going to talk about Scott Pilgrim. And Dan, how would random people, anybody in the world, could join us, and how would they do that?
We have slots left. We've got 6 people total right now. We can have up to 10. So if you want to be a guest, all you do is go to EriDanLive.com.
It's so easy.
EriDanLive.com, and you can pop in. Now we're up to 7. So there's 3 slots available.
3 slots.
Or you can just comment in the comments whether you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter or Twitch.
It's so easy.
Is there another one? YouTube? I guess that's the 4.
That's plenty.
You can put a comment in. You can say hello. You can say whatever. And then you can help choose next week's movie even.
Yeah. It's a magical night. And we're going to take a time where you can talk about anything that you've watched recently. So, any reason you can join us, even if you're not familiar with the movie that we're going to discuss, you might, you can still join us, be part of the conversation, or we might introduce you to a movie that you hadn't seen before.
Yes. And if you're curious, you can buy EriDan merchandise. A lot of us you'll see some of it tonight.
Absolutely.
A lot of us will be wearing it.
Speaking of merch, let's start bringing in some people, shall we?
Oh, you're not going to show the movie?
Cody is here, and look at that merch. Speaking of merch, and we've got and Cody's sister is here, and this is, I believe, her 3rd appearance. Is that correct? Second. So she's on her way to getting her own intro. For now, she gets this. Brittany, how are you?
Good.
I love the professional gaming chair. I just love that.
It's my husband's. I don't have my own yet.
That's all right. It makes you look very professional.
Yeah.
And Dave is here too. Let's bring in.
Why did you say speaking of professional?
Well, not a gaming chair.
Missed the.
Not a doctor.
I was sleeping on that one. I'm buying time because Stacy is currently away from her position.
Well, you can bring in part of the.
I'm gonna bring in all the riders. And there's Reagan and Stacy. Oh, look at this. Oh, wow. Well, Reagan has gone all out. Hold on.
Flowers.
She's got hair like that.
Really well done.
Girls with hair like that.
You made your own. I was cheap and I just printed one from the internet.
Oh,
That's very complex.
I love that.
All right, now we can talk about the movie we're going to watch. I wanted to wait till everybody was in. We've got people in the comments. Adam is in the comments. Of course, you want to join us, feel free to do that. And we'll talk about Scott Pilgrim all the way back in 2010, an epic of epicness. Starring so many people. I'm not going to list them all right now, but Michael Cera and a cast of thousands. Directed by Edgar Wright, with a budget of $85 million, worldwide gross of $48 million. Lost some money on this movie. And the critics came in with an 82% and the audience with an 84% for Scott Pilgrim versus.
Now, it was filmed in Canada, so an $85 million budget. Was that Canadian? Because that's only like 60.
I don't know where Google pulls their numbers. I don't know if they adjust.
Because there's that one line where she said, "Well, what do you know about?" I know she's American, and I was like, "Oh, they're in Canada." Okay.
Every So you half watched the movie, is what I'm getting.
I watched the entire movie.
Dan is that Dan was doing other things while he watched.
No, you told me to focus on this movie, and I did. I focused on this movie.
So who's the cleaning lady then?
So where's the cleaning lady?
I don't remember the cleaning lady part.
Yeah, she'll be here on Monday.
She'll be here on Monday because she has the weekend off.
Yeah.
It sounds familiar. I only saw a movie once. I haven't watched it like 9 times like you guys.
I will say, I did watch the movie 2.5 times this week.
Is anybody here vegan?
I was. Then I accidentally had a latte.
That just means you're better than everybody else.
And your eyes glow.
Well, you know how you can tell if somebody's vegan? They tell you.
Yeah.
Oh, very true.
Over and over and over again. There's 3 people that tell you things. Vegans, people that went to Harvard. You always know they went to Harvard. And damn, there was a third one. I can't remember.
Peloton.
People who drive electric.
Peloton, that's what it was. It was Peloton.
Yeah.
No, people who drive electric cars.
Electric cars, yeah.
I don't really brag about
Oh,
that.
yeah. They always tell you.
Very true.
I couldn't find a charging port in the parking lot.
No, those are people that drive the Leaf.
I got to make sure I can get home. So, Scott Pilgrim versus the World. As I mentioned, I did watch the movie multiple times this week. Twice I watched the movie, and once I watched in 2020. They did a cast read of the to celebrate the 10th anniversary.
Yeah.
YouTube
The charity.
Yeah, and if you did enjoy the movie, which I get the sense not everybody was going to, but if you did enjoy the movie, the cast read is so much fun because they got so many of the original cast back for it, and it's a lot of fun. It's a good time.
It was so good.
So who was first time? Who is Cody? I know Brittany.
I could have sworn I saw this movie before.
Really?
I'm like, I don't recognize anything about this movie.
I was not introduced to this movie until I think it was 4 or 5 years ago. So I was not around when it first debuted, and it was completely off my radar. And I don't even remember how we.
Yeah, I don't.
There's the thing if you want to watch it.
There it is, just like that. That's what you do.
Yeah, we saw it in theaters. This is only the second time I've seen it because we saw it when it came out, and then I saw it yesterday.
Oh, wow. And Reagan, you said you saw it at the drive-in?
Yeah. So I watch it way too many times. But yeah, it was at the drive-in in like April, I think, and I went. Me and my sister went. Yeah, it's on my. I have like a list of movies that like past, present, future, like anything that I would want to see in the theater, and that was on my list.
Oh, really?
Because I didn't get to, and it was one of the ones that I was like, if that was in there for some reason, I would have to go see it. And yeah, it was at the drive-in, and I was like, we are going. It is snowing, but we are going. Like,
it's a nice poem.
Yeah,
It's snowing, but we are going.
And it fits the climate of the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
That is very true. What is this, April?
When you skate, does the ice melt in your path?
The effects. What's funny is as I was doing some research for this movie, what kept coming up was people who had seen this movie for the first time when they were in film school. It was part of their film classes because of the direction, because of the way they do a lot of in-camera effects on top of the special effects that are going on in the movie. And so Edgar Wright is given a lot of credit, and he does this for a lot of this stuff for a lot of his movies.
Yeah, he's directed some really good movies.
Yes, and he's executive producer on Ant-Man.
And he directed Spaced, one of the all-time best TV series.
Oh,
If you've never seen Spaced, you owe it to yourself to watch the series Spaced.
I owe myself nothing.
You owe it to yourself.
Okay, all right.
Simon Pegg. Oh, it's brilliant.
He does use Simon Pegg a lot.
He does use Simon Pegg a lot. That's part of his repertoire. Yeah. Well, he uses. Michael Cera. Because this is the end. That was or the world's end. That's right.
That's on my list of things, and now I want to see that even more, knowing that he directed both of these. All right, here's Dan. Dan, this is what you did not pay attention to.
Tell it to the cleaning lady on Monday. What? Because you'll be dust by Monday.
Oh, that's Brandon Routh's character. I remember that now.
Cleaning lady? She cleans up. Dust.
She does.
She dusts.
I remember it now.
What's on Monday?
Because it's Friday now. She's the weekend off, so Monday. Right?
Right.
And she goes, okay, can you just kill him?
Todd is dumb as a rock.
You've got his. You got his character. You've got Brie Larson. You've got Chris Evans, who those aren't big roles, but they're so amazing in their role.
And Jason Schwartzman. You've got.
Oh yeah,
Jason Schwartzman. Holy crap! I did not realize who he was. Like I knew who he was as an actor, but I didn't realize he was Talia Shire's kid. That he's part of the Coppola family.
Yeah, he's related to like Nicolas Cage and everybody.
Yeah,
Anna
Nick Cage
Kendrick?
is his first cousin.
Yeah.
Oh, Anna Kendrick. Anna
He's the
Kendrick-
reason I watched it.
She is-
Actually, to me, Kieran Culkin was the star of the movie. He was great.
Oh, amazing.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, he is. He's fantastic in this.
Was he gay?
In the movie. Yeah, I mean, and unfortunately, he was unable to make. He wasn't on the table read, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
But oh man, there's just it's
That's
weird.
awesome.
I know Cody texted me a little bit, and Cody says, "All right, so we'll let you share your comments since you had texted me earlier about maybe you felt like you were on a trip."
Oh, I said it. Watching that movie for the first time felt like I was on a bad acid trip, like bad trip. Or either that or I needed drugs to enjoy it. I'm not sure which. I'm not sure. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, do you want me to share all my thoughts on the movie, or
If you'd like to share your thoughts? Sure, let's hear some.
Yeah, good.
I just thought that and maybe part of this was because I didn't know what it was going into it. You can tell that it's based on a comic. I think that's quite clear. But I hated the lack of explanation for anything. I hate and maybe that was because you were just supposed to know going in that this is based on a comic book. It's going to be over the top, way crazy. But like everything seems semi-normal. Even them explaining his train of thought was like, okay, they're explaining that he's a little weird right now. Like he's visioning somebody in the desert and she's, goes past him. I was like, I can deal with this. Like that didn't bother me at all until I saw the first fight scene when the guy's like floating in the air, like talking. And I was just like, what is going on? And it kind of went straight downhill from there. I don't think it came back to a sense of like, oh, okay. I don't think I ever had that moment again for the rest of the movie.
See, and I think that's what I love about it is because there are 1,000 normal movies out there, and this one is so not normal.
Oh yeah.
There's also a lot of
It is a different experience. You're not going to get in-depth character development. You're not going to have, you're not getting that.
But actually,
There's
I
a
thought the
lot.
characters were really. I mean, again, Culkin's character there was some depth to some of these. And Knives, you sort of got to know her throughout the film. You really.
Julie, who swears with black bars on her face. I mean,
Yes.
Knives was my favorite character by far.
oh, Knives is amazing. Knives also the actress who plays Knives also was in Glow in the Netflix series.
Yeah.
Yeah, she played the wrestler Fortune Cookie in the.
Although I
gorgeous
could have
ladies
done
of
without
wrestling.
the chow knives at the end. That was pretty.
that was a bit much. So I believe we have actually Brittany has been joined with 2 more people. I'm so excited. Look at this. The whole family's together in one shot.
I don't know. I'm not sure that's as PG-13 now. Actually, what you were saying, Cody, is it reminded me, and obviously their styles are extremely different, but I was thinking about this actually before I joined. The way that it shifts seamlessly between reality and fantasy more than anybody else reminded me of Quentin Tarantino, because that's what Tarantino does. He doesn't let reality stand in the way of telling the story. Hitler didn't really die. It doesn't matter. I'm going to blow up Hitler. He just sort of makes that. And Jojo Rabbit had some of that too.
Yeah. Well, Quentin Tarantino actually had a little bit of input in this movie.
Ah.
The opening of the movie was supposed to just be a title card. Scott Pilgrim, and that's it. He said, no, you got to do the whole. And he told them that they should do this whole opening and the background of every character when they do the opening thing. There's like clues about their character and the graphic behind them. So yeah, it's he's got his little fingertips and everything.
How about that? So, okay, Brittany, you said it was your first time, and obviously probably the baby's first time.
No, strangely, it's not.
So,
it was not Richard's first time. He had seen it before.
3 or 4 times.
3 or 4 times.
Wow.
Right on.
Cody came over to watch it with us, and actually the guy was the first one who looked over at Cody, and I was like, this feels like a really bad trip. Like, I don't know I don't know what's real and what's not real, and I don't know. And I didn't look up anything about the movie beforehand at all. so I didn't know what to expect. So I was like, I really don't know what's happening. Like, what's the purpose of any of this? I'm very lost and very confused. I kind of figured it out eventually, obviously, but I think one of the things that I don't know whether I appreciated the most or was the most kind of totally thrown off by was Chris Evans' eyebrows. Like, I don't know, like it's even in the title picture that you show, like the movie cover, like his eyebrows, like what is happening?
Yep.
Oh my god!
And
I love his voice, his action hero voice.
And he totally does that on the live stream that they recorded. And
Yeah.
it's amazing. He's such a good sport about it, you know, because he's obviously
he's much bigger star now than he was at the time.
Oh yeah, this is pre Captain America.
Yeah.
And so, but he stayed on until his part was over, and then he's like, "I'm sorry, I really do have to go." But
Yeah.
he was such a good sport throughout the whole thing, and stayed as long as he could to be part of it, even though he wasn't actually reading anything.
It reminded me a little bit of like Napoleon Dynamite, like just the super randomness where you kind of are like totally thrown off and nothing really makes sense, but it somehow strangely does make sense.
Yeah,
That's what it reminded me of.
And I saw it the first time the same way, where I was just like, "Oh, what's this? This looks interesting." Or I heard mention of it on some podcast that I appreciate, and I'm like, "Oh, we'll check that out too." And had no idea what was going on, but I'm like, "How did I not know about this? I love this."
Right.
You know, but it is really, it's out there. You know, it's not your normal movie. Clearly, not your normal movie.
It is. I think it's probably the second most successful graphic novel made into a movie that still feels like a graphic novel. I think only Sin City perhaps does it a little better.
Yeah, I can see that. I do agree with that.
Well, The Walking Dead, but that's not a movie.
Yeah.
Well, that also didn't have the same effect, I think, of like, you know what I mean?
And if you do, you know, look up, you know, a copy of the comic, you know, I mean, they really stuck to the storyline and the dialogue that was in the graphic novel. It is like word for word that you can follow through the movie with the comic book, and it follows through with so much of the dialogue. Edgar Wright and the original creator of the comic were the ones who wrote the script, so they kept so much of the original dialogue from the script, and it still works on screen. You know, and they didn't have to like make tons of crazy changes to it, and it also spawned a video game. So there is a side scroller video game available on the Nintendo Switch and the PS4. And it's honestly, it's a pretty good video game. I picked it up this week and I was like, yeah, I might as well try this out.
Does it follow the artwork of the movie? Like at the end, the brief post-credit screen where he punches out the thing?
It's not exact, but it is similar. Yeah, it's excellent. I mean, it really is. If you like a side scroller video game, you think in terms of like sort of like Street Fighter, where you're walking along the street and you have to beat up people as they come along. It's that kind of game. But you know, and I didn't get very far in it, but you know, because I was too busy watching this and thousands of other things. So yeah.
Was anyone else thrown off by the back of the leg poke?
Yeah, I hate that part and that character.
That was weird. I didn't like that.
I have to tell you, that really, it was weird, but I think what didn't, I want to say upset me the most, what disturbed me the most about it is I feel like that corrupted all of my, she's the voice of Tinkerbell in all the Tinkerbell movies. So, no.
I'm old. Tinkerbell doesn't talk, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
But she's also in Arrested Development. She played Michael Cera's girlfriend.
Oh, that's funny.
That his dad could not remember her name.
Well, and interestingly, Brandon Roush, who of course was Todd, also appeared on the TV show The X's.
And Chuck.
And Superman.
Well, yes.
There are a lot. That's one of my first freaky facts is going through how many people.
He was a little smarter in Superman, though.
How many people are? Yeah.
He's a little too smart. Superhero Chuck, related. I'm not gonna lie.
There are a lot of superhero related people in this movie.
There are. There seriously are. It's an impressive lineup. I mean, that's just it. I mean, the cast is, pretty incredible, and a lot of people who are better known for other things, but then you find out that they were in this too, and so it makes it kind of.
Bill Hader was in this. His voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did.
He was the narrator, sort of.
Yeah. So what's interesting to me is that, like, it's why I think it's why this movie has continued to find its legs over the years, right? Even though it wasn't huge originally, it has found
it was a bomb at the box office, to be blunt.
But it has found this sort of rabid fan base. The Funko Pops for this movie go for so much money.
I can't find any of them. I found the Vegan Police, and that was it. I was like,
they're undeniably cute, and they're on eBay, and they're like $60 to $150 depending on.
The movie did poorly. The Funko Pops didn't sell well when produced in small numbers, and then it kept growing in popularity. Yeah,
and now there's a great call for all the Scott Pilgrim Funko.
Now, is it just me, or does Michael Cera look a lot like a famous actress from the Beverly Hillbillies? Do you see the Miss Hathaway look a little bit? Anybody else see that?
No.
It's somebody else I'm thinking of then.
Gladys Kravitz.
Mrs. Kravitz, you think?
Yes, because I thought that today.
Really?
Oh, let me look real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just saying, we'll take you on that.
Yeah. Are you a pirate?
No, my mother has COVID.
Pirates are in this year.
Pirates are
Oh my God, shut up.
You walked right into that one.
I did.
she said, "Oh no."
I can see a little Mrs. Kravitz.
No.
Maybe the haircut.
Yeah.
It's a bit shaggy.
I'll give you the haircut. You're a bit
shaggy.
No, it'd be better if it was short.
It is.
If you do go to Etsy, you can get pretty much every shirt that Sarah wears throughout the movie. They seem to all be available on Etsy. Not a sponsor.
And every shirt was zero, other than the Fantastic Four.
Well, no, he had a Sharpie shirt.
Well, no, I'm saying anything that had a number. Excuse me.
Okay.
That one still has a 0. It goes around the 4.
That's true. And it says 4.5 actually.
Well, there you go. So a lot of merch out there still available for Scott Pilgrim. It was released on the same day as the Expendables.
Ooh.
It was just a bunch of people wearing red Star Trek shirts.
How many times bigger was the budget on the Expendables?
And how much more successful though, right? That's the
Yeah, and how much less and their popularity over time graphs are definitely charting in different directions.
Well, that was the comment that they made during the live stream, that it's like nobody's doing a table reading of the Expendables right now. So
because they're all 79 years old. They don't know how to use their webcam.
Yeah.
And unlike the Expendables, this didn't get a sequel. Although I bet they would have planned on a sequel if it had done better at the box office.
That is very possible. And Adam says he watched the Expendables over this.
And that is probably the most obvious comment ever that Adam could possibly make.
I actually refer to that as an expendable comment.
Adam would watch. I mean, I agree with him, but Adam would probably watch Paint Dry over this.
That's possible. Our friend Denise was unable to get a copy from her.
Would you watch the Chronicles of Riddick over this?
Yes.
Oh, Vin Diesel at its finest. Woo.
What a guy.
That's a rough first viewing.
Vin Diesel is, man. Yeah, bad actor. Anyway. I definitely, it's one of those movies that was interesting because having watched it, over 10 years ago and watching it again, unlike some movies we've watched recently where people would come in and say, yeah, I remembered that better than my memory of it was better than this time. No, it was just as good as I remembered.
Yeah, I actually had a better time this time through it because the
So
first
did I.
time,
My first time.
Whatever y'all are smoking, I could use some.
One of my favorite parts though is when he says, "Let me take your jacket," and he just takes it and just drops it.
Right?
It's just so subtle.
Oh, and when he dives out the window and then reaches back in to grab his jacket.
Oh my gosh.
He just left. He smashes out the window.
And he takes his, hopefully this isn't a freaky fact, but they take the box where Ramona Flowers, he orders it from Amazon.ca and he tosses it back, and it took him like 34 tries to get that.
33 takes, they said. So maybe on the 34th, because they said they didn't want special effects.
Yeah.
And if you look on YouTube,
It's on the blooper reel.
There are great blooper reels on YouTube from this where you can see all 33 bad takes.
Yeah.
Well, and as extras on the Blu-ray, I didn't have time to watch them because I was working today. But they have all of the full versions of all of the songs they performed, and there's a lot of really cool extras.
Mm-hmm.
And a
I
lot of
was
this
gonna
I
say,
gotta enjoy it in this context.
I was gonna say, the Scott Pilgrim versus the World soundtrack is probably one of the most popular soundtracks from any of those type of like cult following, graphic novel style movies. It like even personally, like I come from like that kind of punk rock scene type of history of my own. I'm a musician and I play like heavy metal music and stuff. So like that's probably one of my favorite soundtracks personally.
Yeah.
They've got a girl drummer.
Yeah,
And
she
then
was like 4 years
staring
old.
at her from stage left or something.
Yeah.
So you have to get the expanded version of the soundtrack if you want Brie Larson singing
Yeah.
the song that she sings in the movie. On the original release of the soundtrack, it's somebody else.
Yeah, it's the original. I tried to buy the soundtrack for my sister for her whatever the thing is called. It plays record player.
Your record player.
Anyway, I tried to find it. We found it.
Gramophone. Gramophone.
Yeah, that thing.
Victrola. Put it on the Victrola.
No, it didn't have Brie Larson, so I was like, can't get it for her. That's the only reason she came with me to the drive-in. Actually, was to watch Brie Larson do that on the big
Honestly,
screen.
it's a great song.
Yeah, it's so good. It's on Spotify now. Finally.
We are Sex Bomb.
1, 2, 3, 4. Like,
I hated the one band that sang like 3 words and then stopped. Like,
oh, come on. That was
Crash and the
amazing.
Boys.
That Crash and the Boys are amazing.
And the lead singer was an actor. I can't remember his name, but he played this time traveler inventor guy in a show called Continuum. I was going to say Conundrum. Continuum, that was on Sci-Fi. It was a really good show.
That's the one with
Girl
DJ.
Boy too.
Say what now?
That's the one with what's his name? The guy from the commercials these days. He was also in
J.K. Simmons.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Yep.
No, J.K. Simmons was not in it.
In Continuum?
Was he?
Oh, I think Counterpart. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Continuum was they filmed it up in Vancouver, and the guy that played the smoking guy on the X-Files was in it.
Mm.
He actually played the old version of that kid.
Interesting.
The music really worked.
So Cody, you didn't enjoy
this song is called I'm Sad, So Very, Very Sad. Thank you.
We'll get kicked off of YouTube now. Thank you, Eric.
It's like the Ramones taken to the extreme, you know?
Song, can you believe that? Let's see if we get kicked off.
All right, real quick though, all the people that are involved in superhero comic book type movies or TV series.
Freaky facts?
Oh yeah, do the freaky facts thing, and then
So freaky. All right, now it feels appropriate.
So Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who is, of course, is Ramona. Yeah. She played Gwen Grayson in Sky High and the Huntress in Birds of Prey.
Yep.
Michael Cera was the voice of Robin in the Lego Batman series. Chris Evans, of course, we know, is Captain America and also the Human Torch in Fantastic Four. Brandon Routh.
I had to bring up Fantastic Four.
Sorry. Brandon Routh was Superman in Superman Returns, and I thought he did a great job. I actually liked him in that as Superman. I thought he was very Christopher Reeves-ish, and he's also Adam in the
Rock in Superman Returns.
Yeah. What's that?
He was stiff as a rock in Superman Returns. I remember we actually had our company took us all out to see that movie when it premiered as a treat for us, and whew.
You're like, you guys firing us? Why are you taking us to this? Well, no, he was very Christopher Reeves-ish, I thought. So I guess he was kind of stiff too. Brie Larson, of course, Captain Marvel. Aubrey Plaza. Is it Plaza? I thought it was always Piazza.
Plaza.
Aubrey Plaza.
Plaza. Plaza.
She was in Captain Marvel. Mae Whitman, the voice of Batgirl, Wonder Girl, and Stephanie Brown, DC Superhero Girls. And Thomas Jane. I forget who Thomas Jane was, but he was the Punisher.
Wait, who was Aubrey Plaza in?
Yeah, I was wondering about
Captain Marvel.
Back to Captain Marvel.
It just says
she was in the movie?
It just says Aubrey Plaza. Oh, I'm sorry. I went one too far. Aubrey Plaza played Lenny Busker in Legion, and Nelson Franklin had bit roles.
She was in Legion. She is excellent in Legion.
Yes. Nelson Franklin
that series
had bit roles in Agents of Shields, Many Heads, One Tail, and also Captain Marvel.
Oh yeah, he did. Yes, you're right. He was the doctor guy.
The 4 cast members that made up the band of Sex Bob Alm. Is that the right way to say it?
Yeah.
Spent several weeks learning how to play together as a band. And they all had to learn their instruments except for Michael Cera, who had to dumb down his bass playing so he would not outshine, because he's actually knows how to play the bass apparently. Envy's stage name derives from the initials of her first name, Natalie, and her middle name, Veronica. NV. I did not know that. Anna Kendrick was his little sister, yet she called her she said little brother to him, because in the comic book, I guess it's the opposite.
Yeah.
Or something. There's 2 other things. The stunt doubles of Lucas Lee are actually the stunt doubles for Chris Evans. And only 25% of them actually look like him. And Michael Cera admitted, and I only have to use this one because it's got the word whilst. Love the word whilst. Whilst filming in the record store, he ended up buying a lot of albums. And also 2 members, Stephen Stills and Young Neil, of course. A shout out to Stephen Stills and Neil Young.
You should now be known as Neil.
Yes.
Neil.
And Knives speculates that Ramona's, she's probably 25. And Ellen Wong, who played the part, was actually 25.
Wow.
Those are our freaky facts for tonight's film.
That's fantastic.
Which means it's time, I think, to score this sucker, isn't it?
I think you're right. Let's do this.
And sorry, Cody.
I was going to say, not me.
Well, I've gone last so many times. I forgot that I get to go.
When was the last time you picked a movie?
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
I love this movie. I really do. I adore this movie. I think it's incredibly well made. I think the casting is perfect. I think the music is perfect. It's weird. It's not for everybody, but it is for me. So I loved it. I gave it a 95.
All right.
Okay.
Let's go to Dave.
Okay. It's really enjoyable. There are critiques, but they're minor. I mean, I think the casting was well done. The editing is excellent. There were a couple of times they hit you over the head with things they didn't need to. She corrected him on the ex-boyfriend's exes a few too many times.
Yeah.
Twice would have been good. Like it was 4 or 5 times, which really sort of beat the joke over the head. But that's quibbling. I mean, it really was well done. Like I said, I think it's really a very successful job of taking a inherently different media in graphic novels and making it work in a movie context, which is very difficult to do. And then you tie in all the video game aspects of it with the coins and the scoring and the opening Universal logo and all of that, which was just a heck of a lot of fun. The one-up, the Extra Life, and how they played that, which I did see that coming a little bit when I first saw it, but still was very well done. So it's a 92 for me.
All right. And speaking of the Universal logo, that's one of my facts I totally forgot. Was they did that as just there was the idea, so they made like a draft version, and when they showed it the first screening, everybody loved it, so they didn't change it. They just kept it. And that's the old saying: the enemy of good is better. So sometimes leave good well enough. All right, Ramona Flowers.
I agree with everything that Dave said. That's how I felt about it. I first watched it in 2014, which was, I think, like a couple years after it came out. So it was still a little hyped up by some people. But I watched it because I was a new, at the time, Anna Kendrick fan, or a new Anna Kendrick fan at the time. And I just loved it. I watched it with my sister the first time, and then I watched it over and over and over and over again. It just worked for me for some reason. I had never known about it beforehand. I never read the comic book. I know about it now, but I've never read it. There's just so many different things about it that made it so much fun. The only person I do not like is Roxy the Riveter. She's weird. I don't like that part. I think they just brought on some random ex-girlfriend to make her all sexual and weird, and I did not appreciate that. But everybody else was so much fun. And I know pretty much everybody in the cast, so it's like it was just awesome to see that they had so many good people. And I like the way that they edited it, not like in the video game way necessarily. Like I do love that, but I liked how fast they did it, so that it doesn't feel like it's dragging as long as it actually is. Because it's like a 2-hour movie, but it doesn't feel like that all the time until they get to like the last couple of X's. So yeah, I originally had a 92%, but because Brandon Routh is in Chuck, I gave it a 93.
Nice.
Well, there you go. And I guess we should just immediately go where we know it's going to go down. So,
Oh, you guys, I'm so sorry.
No. This is all about balance.
Just be honest.
Yeah, I don't have any interest on ever watching this movie again. Not saying I wouldn't, but it would have to take a lot to get me to watch it again. I wasn't. There were parts literally watching this movie that I was like, oh my gosh, this is a 30. And there were parts that I was like, okay, this was funny or whatever. The can I take your jacket and dropping on the floor, the jumping out the window, all those things you guys talked about were really funny. I thought the over the top, like there were a couple over the top moments that I was like, okay, this is like, haha, but like too much. Like when every time they showed the bed scene when they'd sit up, there'd be another person in bed. Like it was just like there were parts that were like, okay. But at the same time, I was just like, it's not, in my opinion, it wasn't adding anything to the value of the movie, but it was like a little ha-ha moment. So I'm not going to drag it out anymore. I give this movie a 65.
Wow.
It'll still probably be higher than Adam.
Probably.
Yeah.
Today was my first time watching it completely from beginning to end. I've always seen just the end because that's when I walk in from work and it's on the TV because my child has it on.
Your child has put it on.
And today it made sense because I watched from beginning to end and saw the whole story. And I liked it better today than I've ever liked it before. And I could see that it was well made. And I did a little research and to figure out what the heck are they doing, and found out that, you know, it was the comic book, the graphic novel style, and they called it a certain name that now it's gone out of my head. And I thought, oh, it's a thing. It was kind of an art film. I took it as myself, but and I think that they did a good job with it, even though it was weird, very weird, and not my thing. And I'm going to give it an 87.
All right.
So I've seen it a few times, and it is it's pretty entertaining, I would say. And I do like. I mean, to have made that movie, they had to use some serious special effects and stuff along with the movie editing and everything, and it all turned out pretty good. I froze, and
Yeah, we are frozen.
Oh,
can you hear us?
I see you moving.
Okay.
I see you moving.
I did find it interesting that the first X was a Patel after watching Meet the Patels. And so I'm going to give it an 80.
All right. Let's go over to Richard and the $1 Million Miracle.
Yeah, she's over there and I can't see her anymore.
She's over there.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'll go first. Well, so, you know, again, like I share kind of a relatability to this movie just because I come from, again, that scene style punk rock, just kind of atmosphere. I remember growing up like that, dating a few punk rock chicks myself that didn't work out. So, but again, being a musician, the soundtrack is awesome. It's one of my favorite soundtracks. And living a life, as if you're in a video game, I live my life today like that. So it's really relatable to me. Like, it's absolutely hilarious. I'm a really big tabletop game player. Like, I play Dungeons and Dragons and stuff. And I could be doing something as simple as pouring a glass of orange juice, and I'm in my brain making funny comments about rolling dice and stuff to see how successful I am at rolling or at filling up my cup with orange juice. So I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it an 85. Just based on it was it definitely needed a bigger budget. There was a lot more attention to detail that I think the movie deserved that it didn't get, but it was pretty well done for what they had.
Excellent.
So they should have lost more money, is what you're saying.
Something like that.
It wasn't. I kind of am in the same boat as Cody. It wasn't one that I necessarily know that I will watch again, but I feel like that's fair because I made you guys sit through the ringer. So I don't know.
That is fair. That is fair. That is more than fair.
But I think trying to get to a place where I'm not just rating a movie based on if I liked it or if I didn't like it, but like actually like how well the movie was made and produced and things like that. And it really was a good cast. So I don't know that I would watch it again. I don't know that I really enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed our commentary during it about what our thoughts were. That was kind of entertaining to me. So I think I'll say 75.
Nice.
All right. I think am I the last one?
Yeah, we haven't.
Anyone? Anyone? Oh, we don't have anybody in the comments yet.
If your mother watched
I don't know.
Versus the World, we don't know.
Ma, are you there, Ma?
One besides Adam in the comments, of course.
Adam, yes, Clutchy Award winner 2 years in a row. Adam,
nice.
He won the Consistency Award, the Perfect Attendance Award. I swear I saw this movie before. I said to my wife, "Hey, remember that?" And she's like, "I have no idea." I go, I thought we watched it. There's some other Michael Cera movie that we must have watched that I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just Arrested Development. I don't know. But I did like this movie. I found it to be very weird. And oh, thank you. Whatever that noise was, it's gone. That was in my ear. I agree with Eric that there's a lot to like about this movie, and I would watch it again. So I'm going to give it a 91.
91. Oh man. So while we wait for Adam's comments, I'll share a couple of things here that I wanted to share. First off, give me my share screen window up here, is how adorable these Funko Pops are. My goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Unbelievably cute Funko Pops here. The best one, and I don't know if I can find this quickly enough, is the one of Knives, where she's got the horrified face, where it's all blocked out, but there is a Funko Pop available. Oh, there it is right there. There it is right there. And this one's selling for $350 on eBay.
That's what I was going to say.
So there's that one. There's actually a song. If you're interested in music, there's actually a song that was made called Scott Pilgrim versus the World Ruined a Whole Generation of Women. That I won't play here. But if you're bored, you can check that out. And then last but not least, the day before I selected this movie, and I had no idea that this happened. The day before we chose this movie was the announcement that Scott Pilgrim is coming to Netflix as an anime. So
I have to get it again.
I guess coming full circle, you will get to see Scott Pilgrim as a full animated movie, and they haven't said when, but it is coming to Netflix. So there we go. Okay, you want to take care of Adam's comments, Dan?
All right. Here we go. Adam gives it a whopping 47. He would have given it a higher score if he liked the movie. Well, I mean, that's obvious. If you like the if you like the characters and their actual depth to the story, I'm not sure I understand that because I don't know that you needed a lot of depth. Automatically lost 30 points because Michael Cera is unbearable. I think Michael Cera is very funny.
The depth of Super Troopers, that they're really deep.
Oh yeah, yes. In depth.
It was heart wrenching, to be honest. I cried.
But I have to say, Michael Cera, when he came out with Evil Michael Cera at the end, Evil Scott, like, oh yeah, we'll have brunch, and he walks away. Yeah. I thought that was hysterical too.
I love that because like he's like, oh, you have to fight Nega Scott, and I was like, please no. Like the first time I watched it, I was like, we just finished though. Like I thought we were done, and then he walks out, and I was like, okay, thank God. Like I'm not gonna lie, there was that part where I was like,
we were just chatting.
Yeah.
Adam, let me ask you. Let me ask Adam if you have watched Arrested Development, because if you didn't know Michael Cera from anything but all the movies he's in, because he does play pretty much the same character, He does play the same character also pretty much in Arrested Development, but I think it's so much funnier. And that's where I knew him from first.
That's interesting.
Well, he does have the issue that certain actors do. Jack McBrayer has this where he always feels like the same character. Because he's a good actor with a very narrow range, is how I would describe him.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I mean, when you see Jack McBrayer appear in something, he's always Jack McBrayer.
Yeah. Yeah, Margaret gives it a 92, Eric. I don't know if you saw that or not.
Oh, I did not.
Yeah, the same score I gave it.
Oh, that. Hold on. Well, that might change. Let's see if that changes the rankings. Probably not by much.
Margaret, I like your wreath.
All right, you're down to 92. That's right, and it's never too late to get your scores in before we're done. That actually bumped it up a whole other column. So,
and he says, I love Arrested Development, and I like him in that because his character is portrayed as a loser. And Ron Howard would now say, no, he's not. If you get the Arrested Development reference.
So who has seen This Is the End, which is another movie that Michael Cera's in, where he plays essentially almost like a lot of people in that movie, he plays a parody of himself.
Oh.
I've not seen that.
James Franco, Seth Rogen.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. On my list of things.
It's a filthy movie. You know, it's a filthy movie. But they play caricatures of themselves, basically portraying themselves as if they were every bad stereotype and negative impression you ever had of them was how they really are.
Wow.
You know, James Franco is just totally full of himself, an absolute egotist. It's funny if you can put up with the filth.
Well, that is wild stuff. Let me see. All right, so not a bad performance. Let me see if I can get this graphic up here. Let me see. StreamYard is going slowly.
Low 80s?
82. Actually, very correct. It is
cool.
82. It is tied with October Sky. And comes in right above Love and Monsters. Nope, that's in the wrong place. No, that's right. Nope, that's the right place. There we go. So yeah, tie with October Sky. So middle-ish of the pack. Obviously, no adjustments on our second screen, except we're getting closer and closer to a sixth column.
Howard the Duck continues to hold its spot down.
It's only down by 0.4, you notice.
I did notice.
Yes, so not that that's going to change anything.
Although that was with Eric, I think, giving Mixed Nuts a pretty solid rating. So the rest of us must have really voted Mixed Nuts way down.
You guys were really harsh on Mixed Nuts. Yeah. And I wasn't sure if we were going to see that tonight, so I'm very pleased with an 82.
I don't think anybody gave Howard the Duck a good score. There were a couple of mediocre scores, but
I think there's only like 4 or 5 scores for Howard the Duck too.
That's true. We had a pretty low turnout for that.
Adam gave Howard the Duck a 75.
Oh my God, did he really?
So
guy.
Up is down, down is up.
You know, is he a Leah Thompson fan?
Good times for Howard the Duck. Well, what hurt Howard the Duck the most was Adam. Was that one of Dan and I's friends from high school, Rick, joined one night and said that he had seen Howard the Duck and he gave it a 10. And so that was probably what dragged Howard the Duck down as far as it is.
So that's Rick Jardine's only score.
That's the only score.
Positive contribution from Rick, though, you got to admit.
There you go. Yeah, absolutely. Not questioning that at all.
Otherwise, Mixed Nuts would be languishing at the bottom.
See, and I have no problems with that. But I'm glad everybody at least survived this week. And let's talk about what we're going to watch next week, shall we?
Yeah, da 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 da. I made some extra noise.
At the end of
change the song.
That's completely different music.
Oh, you did change it.
Season 4, are we going to get a companion shirt to the seasons 1 and 2 shirt?
You might. You never know. I don't think I made a season 3 shirt, so that's all right. I'm
1 and 2 together. Now you do
3 and 4 together.
Yeah.
Once 4 is over.
Once 4 is over.
So I've got some time. So in an unfortunate turn of events, Dan lost his bet last week. So Adam ends up with 6 spots on the wheel.
Oh.
Oh, what bet did I make? Did I make a Steelers bet?
Did anybody remember this? Dan made a Steelers.
I remember the bet. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, they were gonna. Dan wagered his spots on the wheel.
That's right.
And so Dan unfortunately has no spots on the wheel now. Adam has 6 spots on the wheel. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna show you I'm just gonna pull up my little chart here, and then that you can't read because it's too small. Before I populate these with the wheel, to make sure that nobody wants to change what their spots are, what they currently have. Let me see if I can make that fit. I don't believe, Dan, I don't believe your mother's in the comments right now.
I've not seen her.
Find out if your mother's with us. Dan, I am being nice. I'm going to use my new spot to put in that thing you do.
All right.
Just because I'm a heck of a guy. Does anybody want to change the movie they have on the wheel?
I do.
Yeah.
I heard multiples. What was that?
Richard.
Reagan wants to change.
And Reagan.
So does Richard.
All right, well, Richard, what do you want to change your movie to?
I'd like to change to The Conjuring.
Oh gosh.
There's certainly a magic theme to your choices.
That is true. All right, so we will change Richard's spots to The Conjuring. Reagan, what are you changing your Saving Mr. Banks?
Mean Girls.
Nice.
Man. You don't even go here.
I've been here longer than you.
I know.
All right. Anybody else wish to change their movies? I think we're good. All right.
Come on, Power Rangers.
Yeah, I did look up the success of the Power Rangers. Not a lot of love for the Power Rangers on the critics' ratings or the fan ratings. You don't care. It's that good.
It's so good.
Wait, the one with Becky G?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm very anxious to find out what they're like. Okay, here's our wheel, populated with lots and lots of Adam spots. I'm going to shuffle the wheel once.
How many will we get up to before Adam finally comes up? That's the question.
All right, there's a shuffle on the wheel, and let's find out what we're going to
Oh, wait.
What?
Did you already change his?
Adam changed his to Saving Private Ryan.
You don't have to change it on there because it comes up.
All right, well, I won't actually physically type it in, but we'll all know that when it comes up Mississippi Burning, that it's not Mississippi Burning. And let's find out what it is. And the answer is, for next week, we will be all partaking in the movie of... Looks like Saving Private Ryan.
Hey!
Tom Hanks is back.
How
Saving
about
Private Ryan? Congratulations, Adam.
Wow.
That's a dark heart. Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Unlike Mississippi Burning, which is a real knee slapper, you know?
Well, there
I'm
we
excited
go.
to watch this movie.
I have never watched this movie.
Oh, really?
Oh my gosh.
I have not.
You might cry once or twice.
I'm
Available on Prime, it looks like.
Cool.
I've never seen it either.
watching a lot of Tom Hanks
Who?
movies.
Who said they have it? Brittany?
A lot of Tom. Well, there are a lot of Tom Hanks movies.
There are.
Not as
Yeah,
many
the
as
first-
Nick Cage movies, but
Just be prepared for the first 10 minutes. That's all I'll say. Is it's a lot of action. It just starts right into it.
Oh, good. I thought you were trying to say like it goes somewhere else, and I was like, oh, why?
That is
would
good.
I
Yeah, it's
see
on
that?
Prime Video right now for free if you're a Prime subscriber. Otherwise,
It's gore.
$2.99 everywhere you go.
And Adam says, forewarned, it's violent.
There's a couple gory parts that are a
So was
little
Scott
rough to
Pilgrim.
get through.
Scott Pilgrim was very violent.
That's very true.
Yeah.
No blood, but well, that's not true. That's
Money.
true. Idiot had a cut on his cheek.
Yeah.
Facts.
Wow. There we go. All right. Well, in that case, we should talk about what else people have been watching.
I'd ate the tape.
Oh,
And
did you rewind?
so anxious to see what it was going to show.
Gotta,
I'm going to share mine because then I got to get off, unfortunately.
All right.
I finished Hawkeye,
Did
I
you?
did too.
And what did you-
finally.
what did you think of Hawkeye?
I thought it was really, really freaking well done. And I'm questioning what they're doing moving ahead with two specific characters
Yeah.
because you don't have a clue of actually what's going on.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
It could have just been like a tip of the hat moment, or it could lead into something more.
It's a great one. But I did enjoy the series. I did. I think it's a very well done series.
Yeah, I binged that one between yesterday and today. It was good. I like that one.
See you, Cody.
Bye, guys. Saving Private Ryan. Good choice, Adam. Later.
Excellent. All right. Anybody else has been watching anything?
On Peacock, there's a new show called Wolf Like Me.
Oh,
with Josh Gad. And it is actually really good. It's only 6 episodes. Takes place in Australia. He's a single dad whose wife died. And
who's the female lead in that? Because she was on a talk show recently.
Isla Fisher.
Isla Fisher.
Isla Fisher. Yeah.
Isla Fisher.
Isla Fisher. Yes. Yeah, they showed a clip from that. It's an interesting premise based on what you can pick up from the clip and the title.
Yeah. So I enjoyed that, and that was the main thing I think that I watched this week.
I've been laid up. I've been laid up for this week, so I've watched way too much. So I've started a Marvel rewatch of the MCU, and I got through phase 1 and 2. Since we've met
made it through the Hulk.
I watched the Hulk. It was Iron Man, the Hulk,
Captain America,
Thor, Avengers, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3. Actually, Iron Man 2 I think is in phase 1, but 2 and 3, Captain America 2, Thor 2, the
Dark World,
Age of Ultron, Ant-Man. I would say phase 2 is actually a pretty rough phase when you look at it.
Well, you've got Dark World, which is not good. You've got
problems.
I mean, Ant-Man's fun.
Ant-Man is great. Guardians is great. Everything else, including the Avengers movie, is not great. They're good movies. Like, I enjoy them all. Like, I mean, there's some
great moments. One of the all-time great lines, "Puny God." You've got some moments there.
That's Avengers 1, which I love. Avengers.
Oh,
1.
that was okay. That was MCU 1. Okay.
Avengers 1. I mean, there's moments of Age of Ultron that I enjoy. Again,
it's also the origin of the Vision, who is always my favorite Marvel character. So
I think the hardest part about phase 2 is that it's a lot of sequels, right?
Yeah.
A lot of sequels in phase 2, right? You're getting Iron Man 3, Thor 2, Captain America 2, right? There's a lot of sequels in there.
And Doctor Strange wasn't until 3?
That's phase 3, yeah. That's the beginning of phase. Phase 3 starts with Civil War and then hits Doctor Strange. And that's where I'm at. I finished Civil War tonight. So by the time we meet again.
Were you aware that the new season of BattleBots has started?
Oh yes, I have been watching that. Yes. Those are the only sports I watch. BattleBots, American Ninja Warrior.
Yes.
My sports season.
And when they combine those, it'll be awesome.
I
would watch that.
Canto yesterday.
Ooh, what did you think?
I liked it. It was not what I was expecting at all. So it was good.
My 14-year-old has been watching it pretty much nonstop.
Really? Yeah, I wasn't sure what to expect. I'd seen a couple things like on Facebook and stuff, comments that people had made, but it wasn't at all what I thought it was going to be. I enjoyed it.
It's fun. I've actually been listening to the weirdest mix of music, which has been the soundtracks on random of Scott Pilgrim and Kanto and Tick Tick Boom. Really
interesting.
Oh, that's eclectic.
Oh yeah, it keeps you on your toes. You don't really know what to expect next.
Yeah,
I did watch a little bit of the Nickelodeon broadcast of the was it the Cowboys 49ers game that they showed on Nickelodeon, where they have all the slime and everything, and when they're kicking a field goal, they put up a big face of SpongeBob, and he bursts into a big smile if they make the field goal. And
it's funny. I didn't know that.
Yep.
Speaking of football, though, I did go see American Underdog. Obviously, I watched it because of Zach Levi, but I did really like it. aside from him. Like I did like watching him, obviously, but it was just really cool because I knew literally zero about Kurt Warner. Like I knew nothing about him. I knew he was a football player. Maybe I knew his name. That was it. But it was so cool to watch, like to see, like there's actual
there was
people
no
in the
underdog.
world.
You know?
Yeah.
I wanted to see underdog. No flying, no saving Polly Purebred.
No, it was good though. I did enjoy it.
And you
As somebody that-
appreciated the Zach Levi artwork I shared with you earlier.
Yes.
See if I can pull that up real quick.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah, it was good.
Well, it's funny because I found it. Let me see. It's not cooperating. Where's this?
What?
I found this on Etsy. If you're looking for the perfect gift for the Zach Levi fan in your life, I'm just saying.
Look at that. Chuck Wachowski and Shazam.
Well, you know, the funny thing is, I found that first because I found this. You'll appreciate this too.
Oh,
which is Brie Larson.
Brie Larson, yeah. And the Adams.
Which I thought was fantastic.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to find on Etsy.
Oh, Etsy.
Oh, Etsy.
Well,
Not a whole lot exactly by actually. Makes me sad.
Let's see. How long is Saving Private Ryan?
It's long.
Yeah, it's a little longer than
2 hours and 49 minutes.
I saw it in the theater when it came out, opening weekend. I haven't seen it since.
It's 2 hours and 49
Watch
minutes.
Endgame instead.
Yeah.
Yep, it's almost 3 hours.
Okay.
Wow.
Break it up into 3 1-hour episodes. Is this our first Matt Damon movie?
Ooh.
I don't know.
It's definitely our first Adam Goldberg movie, not Adam F. Goldberg.
No, not Adam F. Goldberg.
How many Spielberg movies have we watched out of curiosity?
Is that Adam's last name?
No, Adam Jones is Adam Jones. The actor,
sorry.
Adam Goldberg.
Never mind. I knew that.
I did not know Vin Diesel was in Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Does he say
Really?
I'm a brute?
Recall, right?
Yeah, he's one of the 4, I think.
Yeah, it should be quite the. Yeah, it really. I mean, Adam's right. It's not really a Matt Damon movie, but Matt Damon's in the movie.
Yeah. It's a Tom Hanks movie.
So Denise will be here.
Yeah.
Yeah, very possibly. That's a great question. Because she does think that Tom Hanks is the world's most perfect human. Outside of what was it? It was
A League of Their Own.
League of Their Own, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, she really appreciate him.
It was weird that she didn't like him in that. I thought he was fine in it.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
He was kind of out of his Tom Hanks persona in that one. Being a
Maybe
drug
that's what it
and
was.
that kind of thing.
Yeah, I get that because that's how I get with certain actors and stuff that I end up liking. Like that's how, if they're weird in a movie, I'm like, no.
I mean, this movie's got Giovanni Ribisi, Ted Danson, Dennis Farina, Max Martini.
Again. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's always fun. We saw him in Midnight Run. We saw him in what else did we watch? Had Dennis Farina in it. Was it Get Shorty?
Yes.
Okay.
Paul Giamatti's in this. Pig Vomit.
Oh, I love. He's one of my favorite
Oh,
actors.
Love
He's
Paul
brilliant.
Giamatti.
He is.
That-
Giamatti's brilliant.
That's why I wanted Saving Mr. Banks because Denise had talked about how in all the things that she's seen him and he's been a jerk and he is the sweetest character. He is the only reason why I love that movie so much because he just is so nice.
Who, Giamatti?
Yeah.
Mhm.
What about Sideways?
I haven't seen that one.
That's a good
Eric
movie.
Splendor.
I just watched another movie I just realized I watched was Paycheck with Ben Affleck. And Paul Giamatti's in that. He's a good guy in that movie too.
And he's Bart Giamatti's son.
Yes. What made me want to watch Paycheck was I watched the trailer, and the trailer seemed so stereotypical of a trailer that it seemed like one that that could have been in the movie The Holiday.
Thought that's what that was.
Jeez.
I think you
That's
guys
like
watched
Ben
that the week
Affleck.
before I started. Like I think the week before I came in, that was the one that you guys had watched, and it ended up rated really low, and all of you guys like hated on it, which was sad because I really liked it. But I watched it like not knowing you guys are watching it. I just pulled it up, and I actually enjoyed that one.
Which movie?
The Holiday.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, we harped on it pretty badly.
I could have bumped it up a little. I like that one.
I don't know. Everybody that you've mentioned in this movie outside of Tom Hanks have been in movies that I've rated poorly.
Oh,
Just saying. I don't know. This will be interesting because this is not in my wheelhouse of movies that I would normally watch.
What have you rated poorly of Ted Danson's?
Ted Danson?
Have we done a Ted Danson?
We've
Done
done
Three Men and a Baby. What else has he done?
Because you said everyone you named, you've
Cousins.
moved you've done poorly, and Ted Danson's not. Nobody dislikes Ted Danson. He's up there. That's right. You got two of the most liked guys in Hollywood, and Ted Danson and Tom Hanks.
You mentioned Midnight Run. You mentioned Get Shorty.
Yeah, but Dennis Farina is awesome. Whether you like Midnight Run or not, Farina is excellent in it.
Yeah, he's all right. I wouldn't watch a movie because he's in it. I wouldn't not watch a movie because he's in it. So.
He plays a tough guy really well.
Because he was one.
And I have to admit, for a brief second, I thought Brittany was wearing cat ears. I'm sorry.
I know. It looks like she has cat ears.
Richard asked him to mute the microphone, and he's like, look at the camera. If you move your head just right, the pillow on my chair makes it look like you're wearing ears. So I was like over here like, how do I?
Fantastic.
Which way do I move?
I thought, oh, she dressed for the show. That was so cool. That's awesome. So, anybody else watch anything this week?
We watched Call the Midwife.
Yeah.
Yeah, Call the Midwife. It's from PBS. It's British.
They have babies.
Well,
in case you couldn't tell.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I gave that away.
Yeah.
We watched Free Willy. I'd never seen that one before.
Ooh, wow.
That's old.
So
Yeah,
we
what
watched
did you
that
think
and
of
I was
Free
like,
Willy?
I was like, she was just in a league of their own. I know her. That was funny.
That was Lacey Chabbert's first date, in case you didn't know.
Right.
All right, real quick. I just took the little section that's very stereotypical of Paycheck that made me watch the movie very quickly.
Oh, Ben Affleck.
Future, and I saw what I needed to change it. Aaron Eckhart.
Aaron Eckhart.
Engineer. Uma Thurman.
Don't you have secrets?
I think I'm pretty good at keeping them.
I mean, it's so.
It is very. Ben Affleck is out of depth.
Yeah.
They got motorcycles and helicopters.
Oh yeah, you would love it.
Yeah, I was just saying, Wade is like, sign me up.
Yeah.
Paycheck.
Even the name is also very generic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Just put Lindsay Lohan in there. That's what it is.
And that's very much the Chris Evans in his action hero role type of voiceover too.
Very much. He is all ready to be.
But the premise of this show is they hire this guy Ben Affleck, his character, to reverse engineer technology, and he's got like locked in a warehouse to work on stuff for 2 months.
Yeah.
And then they erase his memory, so he has no idea what he did.
Yes.
Oh.
Don't give away any more than that because it's
That's all
got a
I'm
lot
gonna
of twists.
Interesting.
That one.
And Adam says it's not an awful movie.
Yeah, it's
John
it's a
Woo.
bit of
It
a
is John
line
Woo.
bender at times, but it is a good watch.
Yeah. I'm just glad I get a vote next week. Whew, I'm not betting on any more football games. I thought for sure the Steelers were going to have more to them than that.
Campbell with your slam.
I did not.
Hey, they did better than they did the first game they played the Chiefs.
I
Really?
will say, so the other thing that I watched this week, not by choice,
Was football?
my kids have been really pushing. Yeah, there's my wife. My kids have really been pushing me to watch this anime series called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh.
Oh yeah, and it's good. No, it's popular with the anime folks. It's got there's a whole culture around it, and it is weird beyond belief. But it's on Netflix. We got through parts 1 of 2, which 1 and 2 make season 1. I don't understand.
Oh.
And then but apparently there are like 7 seasons of this. So I'm gonna be watching a lot more of this because this is the thing that they're like, we want you to watch this with us. So it's the only thing that they want to watch with us. So
I swear, Eric, every 5 minutes, a body appears in the window, then disappears.
it is. Yeah, it's getting closer and closer to that time, and I'm shooting wide tonight. I don't know why.
Ah, yes.
Well, I'm not just all face.
He's all about the face, about the face.
Yeah, there's my 14-year-old.
Where?
He's back there somewhere. He's playing in the
I'm seeing the reflection of you in your screen on your. Yeah. There's me. I guess I could wave too. There's me waving.
There you go.
All right.
Anybody else? Brittany, was there something else you watched?
No, if we're gonna watch Saving Private Ryan, we got to get started soon here. So.
Yeah.
And if anything goes the way it normally does, it'll be off Amazon Prime tomorrow. So.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start it now, so that you can get it all in before midnight.
We
The
have
Zack
a
Snyder
British
cut.
Showman on repeat for like.
I'll check the comments real quick. Oh, that's interesting. I want to watch The Peacemaker. Peacemaker is the John Cena DC series on HBO Max.
There he is.
Yeah, which I've heard has an excellent beginning, but I've refused to watch.
He was on Seth Meyers recently in costume, but he didn't have the helmet because he'd lost the helmet in a bet with Jimmy Fallon earlier in the week. He said, "Yeah, I lost the helmet in a bet that I don't own."
Wow.
I'll try to watch Peacemaker. I'll try to watch Peacemaker this week, Adam, and I'll let you know if I like it better than Saving Private Ryan. Wow. Okay.
All right. Well,
I thought we were getting spammed when this came up, and then I'm like, oh wait, no, that's him talking about Peacemaker.
oh, no, yeah, this was the spam that showed up.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means.
It's just another weekend for Dan. All right.
Okay.
I thought he was going to say something, but then he didn't.
All right. Well, everybody have a wonderful week.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That went by quick.
Yeah.
I hope you're healing.
Like that. Yeah, we're getting there. Slowly.
Oh.
Slow process. So
Yeah.
we shall see. I was able to sit here for a whole hour, so that's progress.
That's progress.
Yeah.
Good. Glad to hear it.
Yeah. So awesome.
Good.
All right. Well, everybody have a great week. Enjoy
Good
the
night,
movie. Bye.
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.